Hello, my name is Oksana Disna, and I'm a personal trainer with 7 years of working experience, and I start making these videos to answer the same questions to much bigger audience. At my last video, we discussed the question number 1, where and how to start fitness journey, how to start training, working out, and taking better care of yourself. Question number 2 is always diet. How I can control my food that it becomes good thing for me, not the bad one. And my first advice here will be follow 3 steps. First step is make your research. There is endless amount of information online these days, and my personal recommendation, be very skeptical, very critical, ask questions, and trust your gut. If whatever you read or hear doesn't sound relevant, trustworthy, or scares you, it's probably not your way. Find something more suitable. And the second step after research would be simplify. Make sure you can put it to the way that can be applied personally to you. If it's some big theory behind that diet, try to write down 3 moments that will work for you. For example, I'm cutting out bread. Simple. Well, it can be called any way you want, but staying away from bread nowadays, especially on the American continent, is really a smart decision. And step number 3, personalize. So after research and simplification, try it on your own. Whatever works for somebody else, not necessarily will work for you. So the best way I see, number 1, to consult with professional dietitian or experienced personal trainer, or if you know anybody that looks the way you want to look, acts the way you want to act, don't be afraid to step forward and ask questions. People usually tend to share good knowledge with good intent and freely and happily, and even if not, so what? Make your own research. Get back to those 3 steps. Research, simplify, and personalize. So next subject that I want to talk about, particular diets. In general, the word diet means just food intake. Somehow it happened that nowadays it means any kind of restriction. And that's what I don't like about diets nowadays. The most popular ones among my clients are keto diet and carnivore diet. What it means to me, again, remember that research, simplify. So, in other words, they cut out a lot of good stuff from their intake and leave some particular group of food, or only one of them, like in carnivore, only eating meat. What I see the problem here, that while you are cutting junk food out of your intake, you are cutting a lot of good food, fruit and vegetable, fiber and carbs. Even potato and rice, it's your carbs, but it's much better carbs than bread or chips. So it's really quality about quantity. So what I would recommend, it's not about following particular diet, but about responsible eating. Every food is some amount of calories. Calorie is a unit of energy. And it's only up to you to make that unit to work for you, to go to the bright light side, or to get the bad energy and it will go to the dark side. What it will make? Settle down in your stomach, puff you up, and create all kinds of health issues. So again, quality over quantity, yes, and also amount and time matters. I don't recommend to restrict yourself from good stuff like fruit, veggies, definitely meat and seafood. Variety is good in everything. Variety in your activities, the good ones. Variety in your diet, all kinds of good foods. Variety in your trainings. You don't want just to get big bicep or six packs. Hopefully you want to get balanced body, proportionally built, and the same applies for everything else, to your circle of communication, to your professional development. Quality over quantity. I always say be picky in 3 fields in your life. Your food intake, not a diet, but energy over empty calories. So nutrients over calories. Also, be picky about your activities, what you do, how you get your earnings, what day schedule you make for yourself, when you go to bed, do you sleep enough, do you stay late at night, do you go hiking on weekend, or do you pig out on the couch in front of TV? So activities matter, that's what your life is. And your circle of communication, the people that you let into your life. Everything can be cleaned or everything can be plugged. So let's get back to our diet. Another subject that I want to talk is research and simplifying, getting into good food, staying away from junk food, and 3 foods that I recommend to get rid of on your daily basis. To make it simple. So number 1, the biggest evil, especially on American continent, is sugar. Yes, sugar is in everything here. Sugar is in drinks, sugar is added to all kinds of my favorite meat, sugar is in soup, in chips. Of course sugar is in alcohol. So, get rid of sugar. If you want additional numbers and specific researches, please research online. Number 2 is bread. Yes. 100% of wheat and corn flour in the United States is GMO. Genetically modified means it won't be processed by your body the way it would be otherwise with natural food, where GMO was not applied. And the third food is more like drink, is alcohol. Yes, it has as high amount of sugar as any junk food, and plus it has too many artificial ingredients that are used for flavors and preservatives. So, if you want to check my approach to healthy dieting, make it, remember, researched, simplified, and next step up to you is personalized. Please get rid of only 3 ingredients: sugar, anything made of corn or wheat flour, and alcohol. If you don't have those 3, I guarantee you, you will feel the difference after such experiment in a week in the level of energy in your body. So now, after mentioning all basic information here, I would like to talk about allergies. Again, being from Eastern Europe, coming here to the States, living here for 16 years now, I swear I have never seen so many people with allergies as I would ever see in Europe. And my conclusion is all of that is influence of GMO products and ecological situation. I wouldn't go into details, but I will be surprised and ready to discuss it if somebody will tell me that I'm wrong in this approach. So what I would like you to do, if you suspect that you have allergic reaction on any kind of food, just eliminate that particular group of food from your diet, from your daily intake. The most issues I hear about tomatoes, I personally love tomatoes. I would tell you probably all European countries have national food with tomatoes. But somehow, based on your lifestyle and personal reaction, that is taken often out of diet. And I would say I see researchers that actually prove that tomatoes are good for your diet if you're into fitness. I personally have my salads with diets practically on a daily basis. Fresh tomatoes cut, added to this food that I eat. I also see very funny research from a particular doctor that is all against tomatoes and all about freaking out about lectins that they have. And I want to remind you that lectins are actually proteins. They are not absorbed by our body. And what he's stating is that they cause leaky guts. I agree that such thing exists, but let me compare your body to, let's see, and your reactions, what I think about leaky guts. If I take a lemon and cut it on the cutting boards, and my hands are perfectly healthy, and there is that lemon juice all over, I won't burn my hands. I won't feel anything. I will cut my lemon to my salad and eat it happily without feeling any consequences on my fingers. But if I was gardening that day for 3 hours, digging soil, what I like to do, and got all kinds of little cuts around my fingers, then came in, I feel thirsty and hot, I cut the lemon into my tea, of course, I will feel irritation around those little cuts. Why? Because I let it happen before I cut the lemon. Does it mean that lemon is bad? No. Everybody knows how good it is. Does it mean that I need to avoid lemons? No. I still need them. What I need to do is protect my hands with gloves when I do gardening and stay away from hurting my skin so any other juice won't influence it. It's my responsibility to make sure that I'm taking care of myself prior to dealing with lemon. So if you're healthy, if you're young, even if you are in your middle age, or I know dozens of people in their 70s and 80s who adore cucumbers and tomatoes and lemons and never get problem with leaky gut. Why? Because they had been taking care of their health prior, all their life. They didn't get themselves to position of leaky gut, so their stomach is not able to deal with natural healthy food that you put inside we put inside for generations. Even analyzing the advertisement of that particular doctor, he says himself that he was heart surgeon, he spent all his life at work, he never paid enough attention to his health, and what brought him to that research is really poor state of his health. What unfortunately applies to many people nowadays. So I totally understand where the leaky gut came from. Please don't blame tomatoes and tell people never ever ever touch them again, because you let yourself get in that situation where you cannot deal with normal food. Tomatoes are good for you. Stay healthy and enjoy their benefits. So another allergen would be eggplant. I personally like eggplants, but I hear a lot of issues from people about swollen joints after eating eggplant. Again, make your research, see if it would apply to you. If you like that vegetable, be very careful. That's it. And very specific recommendation, be very careful with exotic fruit, exotic vegetable, exotic plants. There are many, I would say, marketing moves on, especially in the website and in the stores. Buy this super exotic fruit, it makes you live till 150 years old, it will get your wrinkles away, it will do miracles to you. Please be very careful and don't jump into buying 10 cans of whatever it is or 10 units of whatever it is. If you're really interested, try a little piece and see how you react. If your body didn't grow with that particular food, you might have very surprising reaction from your stomach, your skin, your hair, and to avoid risk, remember, it's new for your system. Whatever is new is probably scary. It can work, but in many cases it won't for you because you are not like those people who lived in that area where that fruit was grown and eaten for generations. Your body doesn't know how to react to it. So don't make yourself sick trying to help yourself to be healthy. And another subject, superfoods. Yes, there is such thing as superfoods, fruit and vegetables and some natural proteins that are good in all cultures, all nations, all geographics. And thanks God, I don't see that many bad articles and modern researches as about tomatoes or eggplant. So number one is lemon. Yes, lemon, lemon, lemon. Thanks God, I have my lemons growing in my backyard, and I try to eat half a lemon a day. You can make research what it does to you, but it is just so packed with nutrients, and I'm always for nutrients over calories, that it works for me, it works. I guarantee that it will work for you if your stomach is healthy. What I do, I cut lemon into my hot tea. I'm from Eastern Europe, we drink hot tea like 3 times a day. I cut lemon with the skin, everything with the skin. Skin has more nutrients than actually juice and inside part. So I cut those circles into my salad. With any vegetable I have my lemon. And I definitely cook my fish with lemon always. And pretty much that applies to all kinds of citruses. Oranges, mandarins, lemons, whatever you can find, make sure per day you have at least half of the fruit. Another superfood, avocado, vegetable. Natural fats gets you a bunch of good energy, easily processed through your stomach. Again, make sure at least half of avocado is engaged in your lunch, breakfast, dinner. Another vegetable that I was very happy to research about all its benefits, cabbage. I'm from Ukraine. We are the nation of pork and cabbage. If you are German or any kind of Slavic nation, you know what cabbage means for us. And Surprisingly, I mean not surprisingly really, because I know what it did to generations before me. Now we call it good genes, genetics, but actually I am very grateful to my parents for feeding me cabbage at least every week. Cabbage, fresh, cooked, fermented, super food. If you want to know why, please make your research. Onion and garlic. Again, another superfood that help you survive in the far north, far south, or even in the heat. Crazy amount of nutrients and well-known treatment in all kinds of disease. And the last one in my list would be banana, because, again, all the nutrients and fibers that it gives you. Another controversial food, just like vegetable, tomato, berry, whatever you call it, bananas sometimes are called bad sin because of its level of sugar. So again, it's natural sugar, it's not man-made. It's created to be processed by our stomachs. So what matters is amount and time when you eat it. If you want to get on more or less strict diet and you are scared of your bananas and you're crazy in love with them, have one first part of the day before 4 o'clock, and if you're working out, eat them around before like 2 hours prior to your workout. So what you will do, you will put all those sugars into good chemical processes in your body and help yourself to build muscles. Another thing about, again, stay healthy and you will deal well with any kind of fruit and vegetable and proteins. So, let me talk, it's a long video today, one more word about proteins. Protein is material to build your muscles. Nowadays there are hundreds of varieties of artificial powdered protein that modern marketing want you to buy as magic pill. There is no magic pill. Everything man-made has influence on your body that actually shouldn't be there. So if you can get your proteins through natural food like meat and seafood and beans and nuts and other stuff that is not man-made put into powder, you will do much more good for your body than if you take powdered proteins. It's proven fact that among competing bodybuilders and people who are really crazy about protein and into fitness and training, the percentage of liver failure and kidney stones is much higher, and it caused by all that overtake of powdered protein that it shouldn't be taken there. What is your liver? It's a sponge that holds what cannot be processed. And if you overdo it, you don't let it go through your body, it stays there, it kills you. But if you rather stick with a lot of seafood, even on daily basis, good lean meat, even on daily basis, and you stay crazy active, you will get enough protein to build good muscles. You don't need powdered protein. In the United States, there is no control over ingredients in whatever is in that bottle of protein that you will buy. So I can make, I don't know, in best case, powder made of eggs and put any kind of ingredients in the description. Nobody will be checking, nobody will be proving anything. Unfortunately, in many cases, there is so much other stuff that shouldn't be there that sounds too risky for me to take it myself or to recommend to my clients. Well, that's pretty much it. If you have any other questions. I know it's very questionable questionable subject. Please feel free to ask. Please comment. Like and follow and share. Let me know what other subjects you want me to discuss as a certified personal trainer with quite a good experience. I try to stay simple, easy, understandable, clear, and I have background to any comments that I'm given. Well, help me if you know more about any of those subjects, and also follow my Instagram at Oksana Calisthenics, where I give more practical training advices about proper form, good body-mind connection, and proper breathing techniques, all kinds of variety, all kinds of issues that I see in the gym or training one-on-one, and hopefully you will find something useful for you as well.